Good morning, class. How we're doing today? For today's lesson, I want to go over exercising for endurance. Very quick, we have to understand that when we're working out for endurance, we want to make sure that we are between 15 and 25 repetitions. We want it to be 2 to 4 sets of each. And when we do these workouts, we kind of want to skip a day. So we'll be 2 to 3 days a week, and these will not be on consecutive days. So if you're doing it on Monday, you're not working out on Tuesday, you're gonna go on over to Wednesday. All right, and this is gonna be for 2 to 3 weeks. And the two things that we need to talk about are types of contraction and the efficiencies behind it. So the first type of contraction is concentric contraction, which is shortening of the muscle during contraction. The second one that we're going to be talking about is eccentric contraction, which is when the muscle is lengthening during contraction. So in our textbooks, a lot of the examples that we have is when you are picking up a cup. So let's pretend that I have a cup in my hand. And we're going to be working on the bicep, right? So as I go to lift the cup up to drink it, this is concentric because my muscle is shortening. And when I put the cup down, the muscle is lengthening. So that's concentric, eccentric, okay? And when we're talking about the speed of our workouts, we don't want to be going as fast as we can. That's not, proper for our endurance training. So for speed of movement, we want to count to 2 during concentric contraction and 4 during eccentric contraction. We always want eccentric contraction to be twice as long as our concentric contraction. And we'll see examples in a few muscle groups that we're going to be working out with. So now we want to talk about our breathing. How do we breathe when we're supposed to be working out? And we want this to be the most efficient way so that our body can use all of its energy in the best way possible. We don't want to be wasting energy. One way that we waste energy and what we want to avoid is the Valsalva maneuver. The Valsalva maneuver is when you exhale during a closed glottis and you are forcing exhalation. Your body starts using extra energy and you're not putting your energy to good use. So we want to avoid this. So we always want to exhale during the concentric contraction, right? So if we were doing a bicep curl, we would so that's just exaggerated so that you could hear the sounds of when we're inhaling and exhaling. Next, we want to talk about our joint safety, right? So we want to make sure that we're not moving our joints beyond a natural plane. And we'll see some more of that in our examples. And the lesson that we want to talk about now is our posture, right? When we're working out, how should we be standing versus sitting? Standing, we want to make sure that our backs are straight, chins are flat, always engage the core, and our knees are just a little bit bent so that we can hold ourselves up if we have more weight or what's going on. Now, let's take a look at when we are sitting. Sitting, we want to, again, make sure that our backs are straight, our feet are flat on the floor, our chins are up, our thighs are parallel to the floor, and our feet are flat. We want to stay straight and always engage the core. Right, so now let's check out our muscle groups. The groups that we're going to be working on today are the pectoralis group, or the chest, the latissimus dorsi, back, our biceps, arms, our triceps, back of our arms, our deltoids, these are our deltoids up here, tops of our shoulders, our legs. Specifically today we're going to be going over the quadriceps, and our core. We'll be working on our obliques. Okay guys, so the first group that we're going to work on today is the pectorals group. Does anyone know where the pectorals group is? Our chest muscles right up here. These are our pectorals. The exercise that we're going to be working on is the decline push-up. As you see, I have my bench here, so I will be putting my feet up on the bench, and I will be on the floor having a decline motion. So my feet will be here, my body will be here. And as I am moving, I'm going to keep my feet straight, and I'm going to be going up and down for my push-ups. Now, the words that we've learned earlier were concentric and eccentric. So our concentric will be in the up part of the push-up, and the eccentric will be in the down part. So again, when we do the demonstration, I will show you we're breathing out, concentric, breathing in for eccentric, and for concentric, remember, 2 seconds up, 4 seconds down, 2 seconds up, 4 seconds down. So let's show you guys the demonstration. Alright, so to get comfortable in this position, we want to start on our knees, and our bench will be right behind us, which is our decline portion. Hands positioning will be slightly wider than my shoulders, right on the floor. Typically, chest line, you'll be lining up on the floor. You don't want your hands too far out or too far in. When we continue out, when we're ready and comfortable, take our legs, place them up on the bench. I'm now in a decline position, keeping our back and body straight. So, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, breathe out. Alright guys, so the second muscle group we're going to be going over is the latissimus dorsi. Does anyone remember where the latissimus dorsi is? That's right, it's on our back, latissimus dorsi. So the workout that we're going to be doing is the dumbbell pullover. What you need for this exercise will be a bench and a dumbbell. So our shoulders on the bench, and we're going to kind of create a table-like structure with our body, keeping our knees bent, feet on the floor, our hips up, and you'll see it in our demonstration. So for the dumbbell pullover, let me see this. My knees are bent. I'm gonna lower my shoulders, my body onto the bench, and I'm gonna keep my body in this table-like motion. I have my arms here. We're gonna extend all the way back. This is concentric, and this is eccentric. So we're gonna say 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Inhale. Alright, so the third muscle group that we're going to be looking at is the biceps, which is the front of our arms. And for today's demonstration, we're going to be doing a bar curl, and I'll be using a easy bar curl. And very quickly too, we're going to remember from our demonstration earlier, which is concentric, eccentric. 2 seconds, 4 seconds. Breathe out, breathe in. Alright, so let's see our demonstration. Alright guys, so like I had said, we're going to have an easy bar. And remember, feet flat on the ground, knees slightly bent, and back straight. For this, remember, we're going to say concentric, 1, 2, eccentric, 1, 2, 3, 4, concentric, eccentric. Exhale, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, the next group that we're going to be working on are triceps. And again, does anyone know what triceps are? Back of our arms, over here. The workout that we're going to be demonstrating today is the skull crusher. What you need for the skull crusher is somewhere to lie down on. I have a bench, and you can use a bar, or I'm going to use this weighted bar instead of a barbell. It's closer to the wall. I don't want to hit anything. Alright, so as we said, we'll grab our bar, sit down, my feet are flat, my knees are bent, keep my body stable. I am here. Narrowed grip, arms straight, So now for concentric contraction of the tricep. 1, 2. Eccentric. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Inhale. Alright, next up is our deltoids. Does anyone know what our deltoids are? Two of them right here are shoulders. They make almost like a diamond here. So what we're going to be demonstrating today is a military press. I have an Olympic barbell that I'm going to be using for this demonstration. The Olympic is different than the regular barbell by about 30 pounds or so. So what we're going to be doing for the military press is keeping our legs straight. We're going to be in standing posture, engage the core, keep our back straight. And we'll have the barbell shoulder length apart grip. Start here, up and down. For the demonstration of the military press, we will have our bar, step back here, and hold up, and have our grips about shoulder length apart. Our knees are a little bit bent. You can keep one foot forward, or you can stay straight. I'm gonna stay straight. So concentric, 1, 2, eccentric, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So the next group we're gonna look at are the legs. So you have two parts of the legs, just like the arm. There's biceps and triceps. There are quadriceps and hamstrings. Quadriceps in the front, hamstrings in the back. Today we're going to go over quadriceps and use the weighted bar holding up. We're going to be using our legs, remember that. When we do a squat, we're going to keep our legs about hip width apart, staying straight, engaging the core, keeping our back straight. We're going to hold the bar here, come down. In the down motion, that's when we're in concentric. In the up motion is when we are in the eccentric motion. Contraction, sorry. So now let's take a look at the demonstration. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to use this weight. I'm going to hold it above on my back, keeping my back straight, keeping my legs straight. I'm going to try to do this sideways so we can get a better angle. For this, my feet are a little bit angled outwards. Your knees want to move the same way that your feet are positioned. Okay, so let's check this. Now we're going to go to concentric contraction. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eccentric. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Inhale on the way up. 1, 2, 4. All right, so the last group that we're going to demonstrate and go over today is a muscle that we've been talking about a lot today, our core. All right, today we're going to be working on our obliques, which are the sides here. And what we're going to be using is a stability ball. And the great part about using a stability ball is we're not going to be using weight, we're going to be using our own body weight. So again, we're going to be doing a side curl on the ball, and I'll do a demonstration so we can. All right, so for this demonstration, we're going to sit on the stability ball on our side, sort of on our hip. Our leg on top will be straight. Our leg on the bottom will be slightly bent to keep ourselves from falling off the ball. So I'm going to be working on my left oblique right now. So my left arm can be positioned behind my head. My right arm can be just laid across my stomach. It doesn't have to be pulling or anything. So right now we're going to get into our starting position, which is, this is our eccentric down here, concentric when we pull in, and you could feel that muscle. Eccentric, 1, 2, 3, 4. Concentric, 1, 2. Inhale. Exhale. And then we'll switch over to the other side. Same. Okay, so we'll have our, now this time we're going to have our right arm behind our head, our left arm across our waist. Eccentric, 1, 2, 3, 4. Concentric on the way up. Alright guys, so we just went over a few different exercises, and now we're going to get into our breakout groups, and I would like you all to start working out. To make sure we're not all on one area and we can all work out on separate things. Remember, 15 to 25 reps, 2 to 4 sets for about 2 to 3 weeks. So we're going to continue working on this and learning new exercises for these different muscles over the next few days, but let's work on the specified muscles and workouts that I had showed you today. Alright, if anyone has questions, please come up to me while we're doing our workouts. I'll be rotating and circling around the room. Okay guys, here we go.